Like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. He gon' make me get my Tommy. Now I feel like Al Capone. Niggas steady wanna try me. Alright, y'all, we back with another video, you feel me? C's here too, you feel me? We're in the Poconos right now. We're at Kalahari. It's a little conference, like, feel me? Just entrepreneurs, a networking event, you feel me? So y'all can see, like, it's mad people here. She talking about she don't see no fine shit.
I ain't say that.
Stop the cow.
These girls, they give me headaches. I'm good. I'm stress-free, single, I'm good.
Type shit, though.
But you know, we all can use some love sometimes. What's one financial advice?
Oh yeah, facts, right. That's a good question.
Anybody in their 20s right now.
Any financial advice is to look into investing for retirement.
I got one too. Find out the magic of compound interest.
Ooh, I like that one.
Start early. Start now.
Start now. Because the later you wait is the more you're going to have to invest to play catch up.
That's true.
But if you start in the 20s, you can start low and just build it up from there.
That's true.
There's things that you've got to do. One is you've got to stop doubting yourself. You've got to stop doubting yourself. One of the things that we have is we lack confidence in ourselves. They light up the room, and there's people when they leave the room, they light up the room. You and I get to choose which person we are, right or wrong. The other thing is we got to get rid of that fear of failure. Next, Wilma, 4, criticizing yourself and others. It's easier to be negative than positive. This was tough for me, okay? But they also have fear of success. One of the things that you'll find, man, when you get better, it gets better. And when you get better, you have an opportunity to influence more people. And the next thing is people pleasing. Don't get so caught up with the way people think. You gotta have the attitude, it's none of my business what you think of me.
There we go. Not being excited about your opportunity. You know, Art Williams said 90% of winning is always being excited. Let me tell you, excitement is a decision. You know, you can be excited in any circumstance. You could have joy in the midst of chaos. Did you know that? See, it's a decision. You see, if you come and ask me, I'm always excited about life. Number one, because it's a decision. Number two, because I know who holds my tomorrow. See, you understand that it's just a decision. See, you're always a decision away from winning. In order to be that, you need to be excited, right? It's attractive. It creates enthusiasm. Committed people that live life and wander around with no passion or purpose. Man, that's never what I wanted to be. Whenever you come talk to me, when I lights go out, as they say, I want you to say, man, that guy was passionate about what he did, right? That person, whenever I talk to them, they lived with purpose. This is like a silent killer. Resentment and unforgiveness. You know, a lot of times we think we're fooling people, but the reality is people can see it on you. Bad habits. Right? Bad habits. Let me tell you, true character is built in the dark. Man, it's when no one's watching that your character is built. All of us can put on a show when we're in front of the room. All of us can put on a show when people are watching. But it's who you are when no one's watching. And it's those habits you build that make you successful. See, what's holding you back, right? Laziness. Keith talked about procrastination, right? Technology and social media, addictions, negative thinking, and self-talk. Lack of discipline, fear of rejection or fear of failure, fear of adversity. By the way, success comes out of adversity. Growth comes out of adversity. Favorite things I've ever heard. So here's some agents of change. Get up early and get up at the same time every day.
Alright, so we're on day 2. Go to one more meeting. Niggas heading home after this. Hopefully we can get a couple more interviews. I'm gonna try to ask different questions. Yeah, we waiting on everyone to get in right now, and then finna head out. So I'm gonna hit y'all when we at the event.
Listen, you need to self-improve. Everyone says that. You heard almost every speaker mention that in their talk. But how do how do I self-improve? How do I get better? What do I need to do? See, self-improvement says the improvement of one's knowledge, status, and character by one's own efforts. Have a time frame to get it done, a deadline. Have a strategy, a game plan in order to do it. What you're willing to trade off, there's going to be some sacrifice in your life. Write it down and read it twice daily. Morning, 10 pages at night, you read a couple of books a month. That's all it takes. Do it, start it. Start with the easy books. Here's a list, take a picture. These are some of my favorite. I read over 500 books, I had a library at home. Get off of social media. If you get together with your friends, they tell you all the top TV shows and movies you missed. People tell me, did you ever watch this? I never heard it. You never heard it. You never Yellowstone? I never saw Yellowstone. I never saw that. I got a life to live. Frank Bolello, he said, you got to come up with an affirmation. I'm like, an affirmation? An affirmation, what you say to yourself. Scripting is if you write it out. Visualization is if you close your eyes and imagine it really happening. So I didn't know what to say. I said, how do you get the perfect one? And the reality is, don't worry about having the right one. Just start saying something. It'll come make sense after a few days. Watch example. I'm a winner, a champion, a leader, I'm a master recruiter, and I speak to everyone I come in contact with. Everyone say that with me, ready? I'm a winner, a champion, a leader. I'm a master recruiter and speak to everyone I come in contact with. And stay consistent. If you improve 1% every day, you'll improve 365% a year. And if you want things to get better, you can get better.
For experience, people who already did what you're looking for to hire. In my Primerica business, the first 2 years I worked part-time. After all these 3 years, I accumulate 9,800 hours of Primerica.
Who am I here today with?
Mike Pressler, 39-year veteran of the financial world.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I went to college for political science and economics, and I thought I wanted to get into the financial business. So I knocked on a lot of doors on Wall Street and kind of started at the bottom, worked my way up a bit and realized I didn't like the whole craziness of Wall Street. So I found a really cool company I moved to that enabled me to work with Middle America, which I think is the rock solid backbone of the country. Yeah. And so we kind of built a career around people who are the working class. Okay. And, the things that you learn as you start in the business is that you hear a lot of stuff that isn't true. And there's a lot of belief that you have to be wealthy to kind of have money. But the reality of it is anybody who gets disciplined in the financial business could build wealth for themselves and their family. And what I found is a lot of people waste money. When they get money, they waste it. They buy stuff they think they need, but they really buy stuff that they want. And when you buy stuff that you want, you don't have any money left over to invest money for your future. So we taught people over the years, like, hey man, live below your means, and then take that money and invest it on a regular basis, consistently into the stock market, into mutual funds, into the American businesses that have always done well. And if you do that with a little bit of money over a long period of time, you wind up becoming wealthy. So it's consistency, it's having a desire, right? Having to want to break away from the crowd, and then taking advantage of the things that wealthy people know that don't like to share it with you.
That's great advice.
Thank you so much.
One more question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so if money and responsibilities weren't a thing, what would your day-to-day life look like?
Oh, that's a great question. It's funny because when I was young and broke, I always thought that it's all about the material things. Like you think when you have a jalopy, when you have a hoopty, you think that, gee, if I could just get a nice car, then I'm going to be happy. And the reality of it is when money becomes no issue, like when you're not strained and your stomach doesn't hurt because you got a bill coming that you can't pay, or you want to take out a pretty girl or go out with a guy and you just have no money to take him out on a date, and you have enough money where those things don't pop into your head, like how am I going to do this? How am I going to pay for this? You get to find out who you really are, right? Because we all walk around with an enormous amount of stress on us, all caused by financial burdens. Like people say health is the most important thing in their life, which is true, but most people don't think about health when they're healthy. They only think about health when they're not healthy. Sick, But most people don't have money. So the reality of it is all we stress about is money. So what your day is like when you don't have to worry about money is you get to wake up when you want to wake up. You get to go to bed when you want to go to bed. You get to do things when you want to do it, with who you want to do it, and where you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. And boy, oh boy, that's a gift that you got to give yourself. That's a gift that you got to give yourself. And it's doable, man. It's like most of the people I work with and meet were not born with money. They worked their asses off because they knew how it felt not having it.
Okay.
And they made a decision not to be like everybody else, not to waste money on nonsense, because nonsense is instant gratification, and then go spend money on a friggin' night of drinking, and you're like, oh, that was fun, and the next day you puke and you have no money left.
Exactly.
You take some of that money and invest it for your future, you wind up being able to be free for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool thing.
Well, thank you again.
Appreciate your questions.
Thank you for the advice too.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Who am I here today with?
Hi, my name is Queenie Brooks.
All right, tell me a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. I'm a mother of 9. I'm here in the financial industry, as you can see, with Prime American Financial Services. I'm an independent contractor. Before I got here, I was a claims adjuster, so I always kind of believe in trades and things of that nature, but never knew that the financial industry was a trade.
This is a little, not really financial, but how do you handle being a mother of 9? Like, what keeps you balanced?
Right? Well, thank goodness they are all grown now, right? But what kept me balanced is that at the time I was a domestic engineer, aka stay-at-home wife, mom. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it just takes patience. It takes dedication, and that's with anything, so in the schedule and things like that. So yeah, it was work, but work is work, and it's going to do what it's going to do. Yeah. So they're all grown now.
Grown and thriving.
Right, exactly, and independent.
Exactly. Say I was one of your kids. What's some financial advice that you would give them, or that you would give to me?
I would tell them, like I have told them, so I'm going to tell you what I would tell them, would be to get into the financial industry. Like, really learn it, get your license, learn how money works, how it really works, and how it's going to be beneficial to you, so that no one in this world will be able to take advantage of you and the things that you're putting forth to better yourself. Because you're going to need that money one day for a rainy day. So, it's important that, the young children, young people learn that.
No, exactly.
So.
Oh, I have a bonus question. Hold on.
Okay.
You think they should be teaching this in schools? Like,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If they taught this in school, most children would become an entrepreneur, and they would be millionaires before they're even 25.
I don't think they want that, though.
Right. They don't want that for sure. So therefore, it's our responsibility. And that's why my team and I, we teach this to everyday families so that they will have that, because we don't get it in the schools.
That's true.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Right, thank you for those words of wisdom.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Hey, yo, Justin, what is this?
Girl, I like your confidence, and the way you take your time with it. Come through at the end of the night. I'm trying to make sure that you feel alright.